Episode 18 of Bandits Weekly, presented by Smash Supplements. I'm Nathan Crosby. We're recording our episode on the road this week from the Ardrossan Rec Complex, as the Bandits have two road games this weekend, Sherwood Park Friday night and Black Falls on Saturday. Bandits began their BCHL schedule this past week. They had home games against Black Falls and Okotoks, which was the school game, and a lot of fun. 2,200 students in attendance for that game. We'll talk about that in a sec, but let's rewind to Sunday's home game against the Black Falls Bulldogs, a new era of Brooks Bandits hockey as members of the BCHL. Hosting Black Falls, it was a very wintry day in Brooks. Thanks to everyone who came out to see the Bandits debut in the BCHL. New helmet stickers, new chest patches on the jerseys, and the Bandits taking on the Bulldogs in what was a really exciting, well-officiated game between the Bandits and Black Falls, who just played the week before in Black Falls. That was that Johnny Hicks 31 save shutout performance, 2-0 win for Brooks. So this was the rematch of that, and an excellent game that saw the Bandits, after a scoreless first period, go up 2-0 in the second on back-to-back goals from Nathan Free, one of them on the power play. He leads the Bandits in power play goals this season. But Black Falls would come back and tie it up 2-2. Dakota McIntosh, the former Bandit, tying the game in the second period. It's tied going to the third period when Ty Mason scores a great goal off the rush on a pass from Kalen Fitzpatrick, who was back in the lineup for the first time since December 15th. He was out with injury. Mason makes it 3-2. Black Falls empties the net, tries to equalize. They don't, and the Bandits win 3-2 over the Bulldogs in their BCHL debut. So a pretty historic day for the Brooks Bandits as they begin their BCHL schedule. We had a visitor on Sunday as well, former Bandit Nic Hamre, who then went on to the University of Vermont and is now in the real estate business, was visiting Brooks that day. We had the chance to catch up with Hamre during the intermission. As we now are pleased to be joined by a Bandits alumnus who spent 2 seasons with the Brooks Bandits, won a championship in the 2016-17 season, was an alternate captain the 17-18 year, then went and played 4 seasons at the University of Vermont, and now is in the real estate game, and we're really happy to be seeing Nic Hamre back in the building. How's it going, man?
It's going really well. It feels great to be back, I gotta say.
So what brings you to Brooks?
I got a Remax hockey tournament going on in Calgary, actually. Ahead of time, I booked myself to be here a day early. I wanted to just meet up with my old billets again, and ironically, the schedule changed. Allowed me to come down and watch a game, so I'm super happy to be able to do that today.
Well, I thought you came here because you wanted to watch Ken Fleury and I are playing in a very highly touted beer league game later tonight, so that's why I thought you were here.
Well, I'll stick around for it too then.
You should. Don't keep your expectations low. That's all I can tell you there. But it's great to see you unexpectedly too, so not exactly prepared for this, but that's great. We'll do a live interview here with Nic. I mean, your time in Brooks, I can't believe that. Like that, my first year with the Bandits was your second year with the team before you went off to Vermont, so we got to know each other then. I mean, looking back on your time here in Brooks, Nic, is this your first time back here, by the way?
Yeah, it has been. It's been a total of 6 years, so first time back, first time seeing a lot of familiar faces again, and I'm just so happy to be able to do that.
So describe what this is like being back here, and especially under, it's a historic day for the team. We're in a new league.
It seems to be. It feels great. It almost feels surreal. I was thinking about it yesterday. I'm like, I almost felt a little bit nervous in a way, just to, so many special moments here, so many special people, and to be back here again, to feel that. It's a good day for me, and it's a great day for the Bandits. I know they're just joining a new league, the BCHL, and I think that's a great thing, and I'm really excited to see how that pays off moving forward.
I was going to say, what was your reaction when you heard that the Bandits and the other 4 AJ teams were joining the BCHL?
I loved it. I look at it as anytime you can take change that comes with challenge or different opportunity as a good thing. In this case, I think it presents both of those things, and as a result, I think it'll make, put Brooks on the map already. I know it is, but even that much more, and it's a good opportunity for the players, and it has a great support around it, and, they're in good hands with Coach Paps, too. I know he's such a great teacher for the game and for the players, and, I'm sure he played a big factor in getting this going. So,
does he know you're here?
He does not, but I look forward to seeing him after the game.
Oh, a little surprise maybe? Unless he's listening right now.
Well, I didn't want to, I know there's lots of things going on, and, I wanted to come watch the game, but look forward to that moment after.
Is there one specific thing you can remember being a Brooks Bandit that you learned here that really helped you, not so much hockey-wise, just becoming an adult?
Well, I look at how Brooks really gets involved. Like, they really make you feel involved in the community, and I think that's really important. But, that plays a factor into having a good time and a memorable time. And you come here and, you're at a certain age that you still have so much to learn. Even so, sometimes it's hard to recognize at that age. But I think they do so many things in the right way that prepare you for those moments as you age through. But I had so many great moments, and that comes with being around a lot of special people too, so thankful for that.
How many times do you show people the fight there with Caden Hannes?
I don't know. It comes up the odd time, and it's always fun to see. That was a fun memory, and you only get to do that so many times, right? So.
And you had such great teammates when you were here. I remember your last year here, thinking of some of those guys like Arno Vachon, who's not that far from where you're from. Dennis Asana, Connor Jean on that team there that second year. But then you look at the year before, Nick Percusic, who coached here, Kale, and everything he's doing right now. How well connected do you stay with all these guys?
I stay well connected with them. You get to play, being a hockey player, and as you age through and play at different levels, you get to play with so many different guys. But luckily, with the guys that I played with in Brooks, there were so many great ones that are still playing to this day, different levels. And, we had some special groups there. So I check in with a lot of those guys still today. Saw Kale a couple weeks ago. It was great to see. And again, a lot of those guys I talk to frequently. We touch base that way. So it's nice to follow the guys that still play. But all in all, to just touch base, I think, is a great thing.
I see you on Instagram all the time. I say that in a good way because you're killing it right now in the real estate game. So have you always wanted to get in that? Your dad was in real estate, right? Is still in real estate. And so how did you get into that, and how's it going?
Yeah, did I want to do real estate first? No, I wanted to play in the NHL. And, I think that's any kid that plays hockey, and that comes with a dream. But at some point I realized that I have a passion of succeeding, and for me, I wanted to succeed and help others succeed. And I'm very passionate about living in Ottawa. I feel grateful for being able to live there, and I'm very happy to be engaging that way and helping others succeed in that regard. So I'm loving what I do. Certainly miss the game in some ways, but I think it's all factored into some of the success that I have now.
Are your sons going to figure it out here?
Well, you hope. They look good on paper, but still young, got lots to learn.
You're repping them today, and that's good on you, repping Ottawa. It's great to see you, Nick. I wish we didn't have a blizzard this weekend, and there was a few more that could have become. Roads were treacherous today, because I'm sure there was a lot of people that have been excited to see you. But I'll let you go wander around. I'm sure there's some people that want to catch up with you. But thanks for doing this, and all the best moving forward.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you having me.
Big thanks to Nic Hamre, and good luck to him moving forward. It was funny, that same night that the Bandits and Bulldogs played, Nick came out and played with Ken Fleury and my beer league teams. Ken's not on my team. Nick played for his side, and they beat us. There was a non-tripping call I had on Nick. He sold it pretty well. Glad the ref didn't blow the whistle. But it was great to see Nick. He's got such a positive, great attitude, and we really wish him the best moving forward here. Speaking of great attitudes, we'll get to Madison Dunn in a second, because he was another team alumni who visited over the week. But let's talk about what happened Tuesday at the CRA. It was our hockey hookie game. This was amazing. It was almost 2,200 students and staff from Brooks and the county of Newell. And I was really worried about this game, because we had been planning it since last summer. And then obviously with the last month, with what's been going on with the team and the original opponent that the Bandits were going to play on this February 6th date, we weren't sure if the school game was going to happen, but it did. Okotoks coming to play the Brooks Bandits. And first off, I just want to send a big thank you to all the schools. There was 14 different schools that attended, 2,200 students and staff, not just from Brooks, but from all the surrounding communities: Tilly, Dutchess, Rolling Hills, Bassano, Rainier, Cessford. I'm not sure if I said Dutchess and Gem, but them as well. And it was just so much energy, so loud, so much fun. The kids were well behaved. Thank you, teachers. They kept them in line. Big thanks to the bus drivers as well who got them there and back. And I want to thank 3 specific businesses, organizations. That's Grasslands FCSS, McDonald's, and Allied Distributors. All of them pitched in money to sponsor the game, and we thank them as well. And it was an exciting game. It was a thrilling game that saw Okotoks once again go up 2-0 on Brooks. They just did that on January 26th at the CRA. So a bit of deja vu there. The Bandits tie it up in the first period on goals from the Fitzpatricks. First, Kalen gets the Bandits on the board. Place goes nuts. And then his younger brother, Liam, also scores, finishing off a Davide Patella pass to make it 2-2. And then we go to the second period. Okotoks reclaims the lead. It's 3-2. Bandits, though, push back. Josh Weeb bangs in a goal on a pass from Nathan Free. Lid goes off the building. It was a lot of fun. And then it's set up for a third period, which the Bandits have been strong this year. And they were strong again in this third period against Okotoks. Keith McInnes with a clapper to give the Bandits the 4-3 lead. Parker Lalonde dangles Christian Green and scores backhand to make it 5-3. Okotoks puts pressure on Brooks at the end. They get a goal back to make it 5-4, but they don't equalize. The Bandits win 5-4 and send all those kids home with a W. So just a big thanks to everyone that made that day possible. It was a terrific, a memorable day to be part of this organization, and can't wait to do it again. Madison Dunn was in the building that day as well, a former player. Went off to Alabama Huntsville and now is in the media game. He has a media company, 11 Creative, and he was at the CRA shooting some footage for us. Had a chance to talk with Dunner as well.
But I'm here with Madison Dunn, former Bandit, and went off to have a college career at Alabama Huntsville. Now in the media side of the world with your company there,
Yes,
11 Creative.
11 Creative. Thanks for having me, Nathan.
It's great to see you. It's been... Okay, when was the last time, first off, when was the last time you were here and watched a game?
I was here for the last time we won the national championship at home. A bunch of us, a bunch of old Brooks Bandits came and all supported the boys. I think that was about 4 years ago, maybe? 5 years
coming
ago?
up on 5 years of the NJAC.
Yeah, but it's been, this is the 10-year anniversary since the last time I suited up for the Bandits, so it's pretty crazy.
And what do you remember of that NJAC? Because I remember your section of former players. You guys were enjoying yourselves.
I mean, a lot of my friends now are still Bandits, so I mean, I remember just creating good friendships and hanging out here. I mean, nothing's changed at the CRA, so it's bringing back good memories.
What a game for you to come back to. I mean, we just had the CEO of the BCHL on the broadcast. I said, you picked quite the game to, come witness since Brooks joined the BCHL. I mean, as a former Bandit, what do you make of this news that the Bandits have joined the BCHL?
I think it's pretty cool, pretty interesting. I mean, it's just the growth of the game. I mean, the game's changed so much since I played 10 years ago. So I think it's going to be good competition for the Bandits. I mean, top 2 in the league for the past 10, 15 years. And now you get to compete against some different teams and test out the BCHL teams a little bit more, which should be fun for the players.
When people ask you what was it like playing in Brooks, and I know now it's 10 years ago, but what do you tell people about your experience as a Brooks Bandit?
I tell them that, I mean, we expected to win, and we had a blast doing it. I'll never forget a story. We were down 6-2 against the Olds Grizzlies one time, and Paps came into the dressing room and said, did you guys expect to score 7 goals or less? And the entire team said no, and we went out there and of course we went out there and won 8-6. So it's always just the expectation of winning, always a good atmosphere playing here, and yeah, I mean, it's nothing but good things to say about Brooks, to be honest.
Okay, so what do you got going on now? You got this media company, 11 Creative. Tell us about what you're doing.
Yeah, so 11 Creative, I work with my brother Andy Dunn along with another guy named Connor Tate, and we just create social media content for sports brands, sports teams. Yeah, either we run their social media, post cool videos, do pretty much go inside different teams and, try and promote brands and people as best we can. So, yeah, it's been pretty fun.
You always wanted to get into that side of things? I mean, obviously you want to become a hockey player and play professional, but has that always been something you wanted to pursue?
No, honestly, goal number 1 was to make it to the NHL, and I really had no other thoughts other than that. But once when I kind of figured I wasn't going to make the NHL, you have to have those thoughts in the back of your head. And I'd always enjoyed cameras, and I had a GoPro when I played in Brooks, and I'd always bring it to the dressing room or do things off the ice and edit some videos here and there. So I knew I kind of had it in me, but I never thought that it would turn into a career, to be honest. So it's pretty cool.
Where can people find your work?
11.creative on Instagram, and we have a LinkedIn, we have a Facebook account. You can find us pretty easy at 11 Creative.
Last question. What is it like for you to watch Dakota Mason now as an assistant coach of the Brooks Bandits?
To be honest, I never thought it would happen, but I'm honestly super happy for him, and the players probably love the guy so much. Like, he's just full of energy, and I mean, he was one of the best hockey players I had ever played with as far as skill-wise, so they're probably picking his brain quite a bit in practice and stuff, so they're pretty lucky.
Yeah, he's been nice to me so far, too.
That's good. He wasn't too nice to me when I was a rookie, so I'm glad he's changed.
Madison, thanks so much, not only for the interview, but coming out here today. I know you're shooting some cool stuff. I can't wait to see what you've been able to get from today's game.
Yeah, I think we just posted a video on Instagram right now, so go check it out. Got a good goal. I think it was the second goal of the game today, so
that's awesome.
We're ready to go.
All the best, man.
Thanks, Nathan.
Big thanks to Madison Dunn. Great guy, and just liked being around him throughout all the chaos of Tuesday. He's like calm and happy and just a great attitude. So we wish him the best here with his company. He wasn't the only guest that stopped by on Tuesday during the game. As you know, the Bandits have joined the BCHL, and their CEO, Chris Hebb, was in the building on Tuesday. He was able to stop by the broadcast booth and have a chat with me.
The CEO of the BCHL, Chris Hebb, kind enough to join us for just a few minutes. Chris, first off, welcome to Brooks, and what a day for you to witness a Bandits game.
Yeah, the timing worked out great. A lot of high-pitched screaming, and the seats are full, and gives us a real good idea of exactly what happens here every week.
And I imagine you had some sort of idea what you were signing up for today.
Yeah, we were forewarned, that's for sure, and we're just happy to see the community come around the Bandits and embrace the fact that they're a member of our league now.
Well, it's been quite a few weeks, not just for the Brooks Bandits, but with the 5 clubs in Alberta that have joined the BCHL. From your perspective, what has this all been like over the last few weeks?
Well, first of all, we announced that this was going to happen next season, and we had to go into a hurry-up offense, obviously, when the AJHL started canceling games of the 5 teams that were involved. And from our perspective, we're a player-centric league, and what we needed to do in terms of job one was get these players back on the ice. So we moved very, very quickly to turn the franchise agreements around, and the 5 teams cooperated in a way that they probably have never cooperated before to make sure that we had a season for these players.
A lot of questions I get from season ticket holders and sponsors, volunteers, and everyone that makes this team what it is why. And so now just give us an insight of why this move to the BCHL is going to be so beneficial for the Brooks Bandits and the other 4 teams.
I think it goes back a little ways. I mean, when the BCHL decided to leave the CJHL and Hockey Canada, it was because we felt that Junior A hockey in Canada was not going in the direction of trying to get better. It was being run in a way where there were 130 teams across the country that simply, in our estimation, needed to be tiered. We worked on that within the tent and got absolutely nowhere. Couldn't even get a meeting with Hockey Canada. And I know that the 5 Alberta teams that have come to our league have felt similar frustrations. All we're trying to do, Nathan, is get better. And we think college tracking hockey in Canada has not been recognized. We don't think it's been supported. And we tried within the system to get there. But now as an independent league and bringing in great communities like Brooks and great teams like the Bandits, we feel that we're now in a position to be able to do a way better job for our players than we could within the system. And that's what it's all about, is what can we do to create bigger and better opportunities for our players.
And that was my next question, is what's it been like working with the 5 teams, Spruce Grove, Sherwood Park, Black Falls, Okotoks, and us, and you're getting to meet the staff now. What's that been like?
Well, this is our first stop on the Alberta tour, and we've had a lot of Zoom meetings. It's kind of nice to get face-to-face with people, but we have a very good feel for what's going on behind the scenes of these particular clubs, because we do believe that the business of hockey is important, and certainly what has happened here in Brooks with a very active board, a very progressive board, is the kind of thing that we think needs to happen. And in those 5 teams, I think we have similar mindsets that, yes, it's really good to go and sit at the back of the rink with a coffee and talk about trades and those types of things. But what we're trying to promote is the fact that this is a great business and it needs to be taken care of, and it needs to be driven by good leadership. So I'm really looking forward to seeing the leaders of your clubs and having a good sit-down talk about the strategic plan that we have and how we're going to grow this for the province of Alberta.
BC Hockey League CEO Chris Hebb joining us in intermission at Hockey Hookie. They're just giving away free T-shirts right now. Great reaction from the kids, and that's the word I wanted to ask you about. What's the reaction been like for you? Because obviously this was a huge reaction in Brooks and in the hockey world, but from your perspective, what did you think of the reaction to the news?
Well, I think that we were surprised at what happened with the AJHL canceling your games, but we have seen that, that this type of reaction can be where, Hockey Canada will go, or Alberta Hockey will go, or I just think it's always the last thing to do is to take kids off the ice, and so that was surprising. However, I think that once we got past the fact that was going to be the reaction, it was really about, let's put that behind us and how do we move forward. And this group of teams has decided that they see a model that they want to buy into. And our model is to make this level of college tracking hockey as good as we can in Canada and have players hit the ice from Alberta and BC that have never seen this level before, and then they raise their level.
Great stuff, Chris. I know in the press release there was mention of possibly Alberta and BC playing at the end. There anything finalized yet for playoffs, or wait to see?
So what will happen is the 5 teams will take part in a playoff run, and there will be a winner declared out of the playoffs, and our intention is for the champion of that playoff to play our champion, our Fred Page Cup champion. It's not a Doyle Cup. We're not trying to. The Doyle Cup exists, and we support what's going to go on there with Junior A. But we just think that our fans are going to want to see that, and that's the way we operate. What do the kids want, and what will our fans want to see?
I know a lot of our fans the last couple seasons following the Centennial Cup have said, I wonder what Brooks and Penticton would look like maybe one year, because obviously they've
Well, that's if Penticton makes it, because yes. We have a lot of parity in our league right now, and that's going to do nothing but get better because we've added these 5 teams from Alberta. And I'll tell you, the owner of Penticton, who's the chair of our Board of Governors, wants that. He wants parity. He wants every time he goes into a rink that he doesn't know the outcome in advance. And I'm sure that's what the fans of the Brooks Bandits want too.
100%. And, I mean, they were treated to a great game on Sunday against Blackfalds. Looks like we're in another good one today. Chris, thanks again to yourself, the staff at the league. I know that was a huge pivot mid-season for all of us and a huge change, but we're getting through it. We have a great game today, and we appreciate you taking some time. And on behalf of everyone from Brooks, we're excited to be joining the BCHL.
Big thanks to Chris Hebb for taking some time to talk to Bandit fans during our school game. It's been a crazy few weeks for the Bandits and our fans and our players and our staff, but it was certainly a calming chat with Chris, knowing we're in good hands moving forward here. Can't wait to see how the rest of this season progresses for us and the 4 other teams that joined the BCHL. And as you heard from Chris, it's going to be a pretty exciting playoff when that comes around later this spring. News and notes from the team. There was a trade announced on Wednesday. Alex Bosland was acquired from the Powell River Kings for futures. Right shot defenseman, committed to Maine, previously played at Mount St. Charles Academy, and he's with the Bandits now. Looking forward to seeing what Alex can do, and welcome to Brooks. We are looking forward to an exciting weekend of hockey for the Brooks Bandits. Friday night, they're in Sherwood Park for the first time since October of 2022. It's been almost 16 months since the Bandits have played a game in Sherwood Park. Seen them twice this year. Both of those games were in Brooks, September 22nd and November 3rd. Great games, great goaltending in both games. The Bandits come back and win their home opener 4-3 over the Crusaders. And then November 3rd, Johnny Hicks was sensational in a 2-1 Bandit win over the Crusaders. We were supposed to play them January 13th up in Sherwood Park. That game was canceled. There was no bus availability because of the weather. And then the BCHL switch happens, so this is the first time that the Bandits are visiting Sherwood Park since that shootout loss in October of last year, and it was early last year we visited the Crusaders. So looking forward to Friday night's game, highly anticipated, which is featuring the two teams top of the standings for most of the year in the AJ and now the BCHL Alberta Division. The Bandits continue their road trip on Saturday, a rematch with the Black Falls Bulldogs, 6 o'clock in Black Falls at the Eagle Builders Center. You can listen to both games on Real Country 105.7. Big thanks goes out to Smash Supplements, where you can get everything you need to level up and power through your day, located in downtown Brooks, open Monday to Friday, 10 to 6, Saturday, 10 to 4. Thanks to Drayson Kuiper as well. Live from Ardrossan, Alberta, this has been Bandits Weekly, presented by Smash Supplements.